Yo, what's up? Say real quick, when it comes to like being a leader or anybody who's, running a company or, just doing anything really, man. For anybody who's trying to just do it for themselves, doing whatever you're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? How they say, like, you can't get no hate unless you're doing something. For an individual not doing anything, very seldomly is someone even really talking about them, right? But what made me think about this conversation is because I'm sitting here listening to, YouTube. That's what I do. I just be feeding off this YouTube, getting just different conversations because it makes me think, right? And so I'm listening to them talk about a few leaders, and the reason why I call them leaders is because that's kind of like, that's what the world would call them when you kind of out front and you're trying to lead something, some type of idea or some type of movement or whatever. So you become a leader of that particular ideal or movement or belief or whatever, right? And so I'm sitting here listening to them talk about this one particular guy, and they, it's like they making these particular shows and they breaking this guy down. You know what I'm saying? And so it just had my mind thinking. And here's a few things I really wanted to just really put out there for you as well as myself, because this one thing I already know is going to happen because I'm already getting it. And what I'm speaking about is what we say is hate, right? But typically, the more people that paying attention to you, you're always going to have a percentage of people who's going to talk down on, discredit you, ask who you are, will give you the right to talk about this, that, and other. You lying, you this, that. You always going to have somebody or some people who are going to just basically be against whatever you're trying to do. They're going to call you liars and whatever else, right? And so that's one thing I'm preparing myself for and basically looking forward to. And at first, like I always tell y'all, protect your energy. Don't lean your energy over to a certain thing. But what happened as a result of me listening to this here, it made me think about something. And it's that, I've said before in the past that a challenge or a difficult time, a trial or a tribulation, right, that is designed to basically, one, it's going to build you. It's going to break you down and rebuild you. That's what that challenge is really designed for by its nature. But also, it is the opportunity, this is how we have to think about it, it's the opportunity for you to prove who you say you are. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever you're about. And so, whenever you talk about an individual who comes for you with all kind of hate, this, that, and other, man, we have to just really shift our thinking, because our thinking is what can make it powerful and hurting for ourselves. But if we look at it and shift our perspective in regards to how we look at that hate or whatever it is that come against us, that challenge, whatever come against us, and we look at that, okay, I got one. You know what I'm saying? Like, whether you on the court, you on the field, you in the office, whatever, someone want to challenge you and try to bring you down, put you down, tear you down, whatever, all you got to do is shift your mind and say, oh, I got one. I see they don't believe yet. You know what I'm saying? And this is time for you to prove and mash and trash, whatever, prove about your makeup and what you about, your firm stance and what you about, that they ain't ready and they wasn't ready and they don't know what they talking about or whatever, this, that, and other. But that is your opportunity. And that's how we got to shift on when it comes to people who want to try to expose you or talk down on you or whatever, right? And they have all these opinions and beliefs and all that about it. They got something on you, right? Because one time I said before that one thing about people that know you personally is that they know probably the most about you in a sense, or they feel they do. So sometimes the people that know the most about you are the ones that can be somewhat become the most dangerous to you. But the only way they can become dangerous to you is if they know things about you where you cheated, basically, right? So whenever time you've won, if we don't always do it the right way, if we don't always go get it the right way, if we don't always respond to life in the right way to where we don't care who know, you know what I'm saying? If we don't do it like that, then they have something. But let's just say everything we do, we doing it right. My intent was right. My belief, the way I dealt with it was right. I ain't cutting no corners. I ain't cheating. I ain't lying. I ain't this, that, and other. So as long as we not playing the game, against, cutting no corners, playing, the game out of the rule, we ain't got nothing to worry about. You can't, no matter what you do, no matter what you say, you can lie, but guess what? I can smash your lies because I stand on nothing but truth. Everything I represent and done, we can go pull it up. You know what I'm talking about? But that's when it don't bother you. It's like how somebody go, hey, just think about it. When someone is really trying to hurt you with a lie that you can prove that was true, that you got witnesses that was true, they all gonna make this person look like a clown. You know what I'm saying? So it really matters, man, a lot that as whenever who all is striving to do whatever you do, you're on your grind, you trying to get it, you trying to get somewhere, you trying to do your entrepreneur thing, whatever it is, when you trying to change your life and you trying to make something better yourself, man, just really try to do it the right way. Try not to cut no corner, try not to cheat, try not to do anything that you wouldn't want the world to know about, because I guarantee somebody know about it, and that person is the one that's going to use you like a slave, going to keep that rope around your neck, going to keep that chain on your ankle. That person is the one that's going to utilize you to their benefit because they know you don't want them to expose that piece of them to the world. So, man, to not become a slave to nobody, we have to do it the right way. We have to be on the one-on-one. Or you have to really be willing to tell the world about it and don't care. You know what I'm saying? If you cut some corners and somebody think they got something on you, shit, yeah, I done that. Hell yeah, I done that. In my frame, whatever, you know what I'm saying? You got to be willing to stand on it, or you got to be willing to go the right way. You know, and that's just the bottom line about that. But, you know, real quick, one of the few other things I want to put out there, man, is that when particularly for individuals who are leading something, and really what I'm doing with Enlightening Minds Enterprise, I would say I fit that. I'm leading a new idea in a sense, a new movement in a sense. So, I mean, one thing I try to always be transparent about, and people say, man, why you expose so much of your personal life? Because one thing about me is that I don't never want to be perceived as a hypocrite. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always trying to always represent and do what I preach and put out there. I don't never want to be perceived as a hypocrite. That, to me, is one of the worst things you can call me as a hypocrite. One of the worst things you can do is attack my character. So I'm going to always make sure that I'm on my two and my 10 toes down, make sure I'm handling my business, because that's one thing. When you do try it, I got one. I got one. You know what I'm talking about? We fit put him on the court. I got one. He shouldn't even be standing in front of me. You know what I'm talking about? So now, the other thing I want to say, man, is humility. An individual got to be real humble. You know what I'm saying? You really, no matter what you personally come up with, we have to understand that we just a vessel, man. We fulfilling our obligation and the duty. Really, from my standpoint, it's from Allah, from God, however, but it's not of my own. And I think that for most of us who stand on a foundation of a higher supreme being, you have to understand that you are only a servant. And so if you remain humble enough to say, man, look, I'm just grateful for my damn self that I'm being utilized to do what I'm doing. So with that humility, you have to always try to fight against the selfish inclination that typically grabs a person to where you want to take claim, you want to be glorified, you want to be getting the praise, and that's why when you know that's happening is when you can't help, when you don't want to help nobody, when you don't want to help someone else shine, when you don't want to help someone else come up or whatever, it's because you want to stay in the center. That's when you're not humble enough. And that also can work against you. That's just like, when you got like Dr. Umar Johnson, why so many people attack him, because, I think he's not humble enough. And no matter what he's doing things out of this position of strength and maybe confidence, maybe even arrogance or whatever, to where they're beginning to attack him. You know what I'm saying? And also, one thing about the humility piece is that it allows you to delegate. When you don't really care about people just trying to give you all the credit, you don't mind delegate others to help you with this mission. You know what I'm saying? And so that's the other little pieces. One other thing, I don't recall what it is right now because I'm just kind of freestyling it off my head, but that's the main thing, man. Don't let nobody stop your grind. Whenever that hate, that challenge confronts you, just take that as an opportunity to shine, man. Take it as an opportunity to show what you made of, who you are, and what you're about. Peace and bless.